Good morning, children. This is English grammar class. I am your professor. Now, let us learn tenses, which is very important concept in English grammar. Now, let us learn tenses, right? Tenses, when we start learning tenses, first we should know what is a sentence. So let us learn first what is a sentence. You know, in English we make sentences using words. తెలుగులో కూడా మనం సెంటెన్సెస్ రాయాలంటే కొన్ని పదాలు కలుపుతాం. అయితే పదాలని కలిపినప్పుడు వీటిని ఒక మీనింగ్ఫుల్గా ఉండేటట్టుగా ఒక సెంటెన్స్గా మనం తయారు చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. Similarly, in English, we collect words and make a group of words so that they give you a sensible meaning. So, a group of words which make a complete sense. This is a sentence. Just a group of words which makes a complete sense. A group example, suppose I have words cat, a mat, on, sit, sitting. You can write a cat is sitting on a mat. This is a sentence. Suppose I have a few words like mountain. This is 1, 2, mountain, walk, through jungle. If I want to make a sentence like a mountain walks through a jungle, a mountain walks through a jungle, this is nonsense. It has no sense. The sentence is complete, but it has no sense. So a group of words which makes a complete sense is called a sentence. But when we speak sentence, we should keep in mind very important concept called tense. Tense of a what? Tense of a verb. So now we should learn what is a verb. Before we go to verb, learning verbs, let us once again define sentences. Sentence, it is sense plus tense. This is very important. Sense plus sense tense. This is sentence actually. So you should have sense, you should have tense. Sense means mountain cannot walk. So this is nonsense. So this is, you need to have sense. And tense you should have, unless you specifically say which tense it is. This sentence is, it won't give you complete meaning. So in learning English, two very important concepts you should learn are, one is sentence, the other is a tense, other is sense and tense. So sentences, when we go to sentences, what is a sentence? Sentence grammatically, we can have different sentences. You might have learned and written many sentences, but a sentence consists of two parts. The first part, sentence, consists of two parts. What are the two parts? First one is subject and the second one is predicate. So what is subject? Subject means about which we are speaking in a sentence. About which It is spoken in a sentence. This is actually subject. What is predicate? Predicate means the remaining part of the sentence other than subject means we speak about subject in the remaining part of sentence. Now, what is subject and what is predicate? You know, a group of words which makes a complete sense is called a sentence. Sentence is briefly defined as sense plus tense. Sense, every sentence must have sense in that, every sentence must have tense. Without these two properly used, you cannot write a complete sentence. Sentence consists of two parts, subject and predicate. Subject is something about which we speak in a sentence. For example, Krishna is learning. Krishna is learning grammar. In this, Krishna, about this we are speaking. So, Krishna is a subject. This is learning grammar is a predicate. So, this is subject and this is predicate. Subject means about Krishna we are speaking in this sentence. Here in this, a cat is sitting on a mat. This is subject, this is predicate. Right? So, this is all about subject and predicate. Now, we should learn the structures of sentences, structures in different tenses. Tenses are as you know, tenses are actually timings. Timing. Tense is timing. Tense is a timing. Time of action. Timing means or time of action. Action means action of verb. Therefore, tense is for verb in a sentence. As you know, sentence consists of subject. Sentence consists of subject plus verb plus other parts of predicate. It can contain object and it may not contain object, adverb, particle, etc. So, subject plus verb. This verb has tense. Verb is an action word. This speaks about the action, of verb in a sentence. Action of verb, we should not write action of verb. Action of subject. This speaks about the action of subject in a sentence. A verb can exist in four forms. Can exist, we should not write. I should write a verb exists in four forms. The four forms are V1, it is a present form of the verb. V2, past form of the verb. V3, past participle form of the verb, and you have V4, present participle form of the verb. So we have four forms of verb. A verb exists in four forms: present form, past form, past participle form, and present participle form. We say V1, V2, V3 and V4. Any verb you take in English, it exists in four forms: V1, V2, V3 and V4. For example, if we say, we consider a verb come. This will be come, came, come, coming. Right? Go, went, gone, going, do, did, done, doing. Right? These are the four forms of verb. Every verb in English exists in four forms. Right? These four forms are as given here. Right? Now, next let us go to persons. Why we need to learn persons? Persons are nothing but pronouns. When we write sentences, we cannot write sentences learn sentences using all the nouns. Different kinds of nouns are there, different names are there, and you cannot use all the names and learn structures with every name. So we divide, we use pronouns to learn the structures of sentences. To learn using pronouns, we should have a clear syntax or a grammar. So pronouns are again divided into three persons: first person, second person and third person. So let us learn about those pronouns now. Right? Now pronouns, let us learn. Pronouns as you know, pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. Pronoun, a word which is used instead of a noun in a sentence. So we learn English structures of sentences using pronouns, not nouns, because you cannot learn all the structures with every noun you come across. Pronouns are divided into three persons. I am speaking about personal pronouns because we are learning structures and subject is that we want to consider. This is subject. We use persons and persons are personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are used as a subject to learn the structures of sentences in English. Right? So personal pronouns are used, and for convenience sake personal pronouns are divided again into three persons. These are divided into three persons. What are the three persons you have? First person, it is I. I means here the person who speaks. The person who speaks. This is actually I. Singular is we. We'll write it. I'll write it out and write again. First person I will write here singular. I will write here singular. And here plural. And this is first person is the person who is speaking. Who is speaking. So who is speaking in the sentence? I. So I. The plural is we. This now second person. Second person. The person spoken to. So to whom are you speaking? ఎవరితో మాట్లాడుతున్నావు? You. Plural is also you. In olden English you have thou. Now we don't use this thou, we use you. Plural is also you. Third person, see this is first person, this person who is speaking. Second person, the who is spoken to. And third person, the person about whom it is spoken. ఎవరి కోసం మనం మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం? He, she, it. వీరి కోసం మనం మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం. And the plural is they. These are personal pronouns. Here in place of personal pronouns you can use reflexive pronouns, possessive pronouns, etc. But some of the pronouns like reflexive may be used in some cases as adjectives. So personal pronouns, only these pronouns we use in learning structures of sentences. The other pronouns also can be used. In due course you will learn how to write structures using those pronouns also, right? Next important concept that we have to learn before we go to learn the structures of sentences is be verbs. So let us learn what are be verbs. This verb is actually helping verb. In English, the problem is in Telugu or Hindi, we use one word for verb. నేను భోజనము చేస్తున్నాను. నేను ఇప్పుడే భోజనం చేశాను. నేను భోజనం చేసి ఉన్నాను. నేను భోజనం చేస్తాను. చేసి ఉన్నాను అంతే. ఇంకా మార్పు ఉండదు. దాని ముందు అడిషనల్గా ఇంకొక వర్డ్ అనేది మనం యాడ్ చేయట్లేదు. But in English, along with the principal verb that we use in a sentence, we need additional verbs to give a complete sense or tense to the sentence. So additional verbs are used, and these additional verbs are actually helping verbs, auxiliaries, modals. Modals and auxiliaries are very important. They are helping verbs we use in English. So now in those helping verbs, that is its modals or auxiliaries, very important in learning the structures of tenses are be verbs. So let us learn in principle be verbs. Be verbs. These are very important in English. What are be verbs? Be verbs, as you know, the principal verb is be verb is be, be. Then you have singular, because this is a helping verb and because in English it changes with subject. Subject is singular or subject is plural. Yeah, singular and plural. If subject is singular, the verb is okay. నేను అన్నము తిన్నాను, మేము అన్నము తిన్నాము, తిన్నాను. There is a difference. In English, it doesn't change. Actually, the other thing changes. The other thing is the helping verb changes. I ate, we ate. I have eaten, we have eaten. He has eaten, they have. Has, have. These things take place not in principal verb but in the helping verb. So you have singular and plural. This is mother, be verb be. As I told you, every verb in English exists in three forms: V1, V2, V3, V4. So mother be verb and singular of this one is a singular. Am singular. I must have V1 means present tense, present form. This is past form, past participle form. This is present participle form. So I have am, is. These are two verbs, be verbs, singular. V1 means present form. Plural, it is are. Past tense, am is past tense, is was. Plural, were, and past participle being, and present participle being. These are the verbs, verb forms of be verb, which is very useful in writing, learning structures of English sentences, right? So this is all about the preliminary things, and we'll continue the structures and tenses in the next video. Thank you.